Morning. Welcome to today's Sri Rudram session. It also happens to be Mother's Day. I wish all the participants a very happy Mother's Day. As we go along, I intend merging this batch with the other batch because I am launching the easy Sanskrit lessons from 21st of May at 8 a.m. Central Time, and there are participants from all over the globe. People from the United Kingdom, from various parts of the US, both East and West Coast, also India. So the ideal time was about 8 o'clock a.m. our time. So it will be starting on 21st. And if any one of you wants to join or any of your friends, please let me know because it is going to be online and convenient for most people who are working. Are you able to see the slides? Sriram?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can see the slides.
Very good. So let me start the program. Gajananam bhutaganaatisevitam kapittajambufalasaarapakshitam umasutam shokavinashakaranam namami vigneshwara padapankajam Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Kantam Iva Basvantam Shivanama Parayanam Sridharam Venkatacharyam Shreyase Gurumasraye. As usual, we will have a quick review of last lesson before we go to the current lesson. So what did we really learn? One was of course the Ganapati Dhyana Slogam, which we will keep repeating every session because that is a starting point for everything, not only for Rudram, for many other mantras. So you must practice that and get into that mode of reciting the Ganapati Dhyana Slogam. It's very important. We also learned the meanings of Tarakam and Bhagavan. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. That's how the Rudram, the first Anuvakam starts. And we learned reciting Anuvakam 1 of Namakam with the intonations and meanings also. And we completed Anuvakam 1 in the previous lesson. So what are we going to do today? The goals are, again, we'll start with the Ganapati Dhyana Slogam. Begin with Anuvakam 2 of Namakam. And as usual, learn the meanings of key words in that. And complete with Anuvakam 2. So let's start with Ganapati Dhyana Slogam. And then we'll proceed further with Anuvakam 2. Om Gananantva Ganapatikum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Pamastravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anasrinvan Udibhisida Sadhanam Om Mahaganadipataye Namaha. Welcome, Binay. Now, starting from this Anuvakam up to Anuvakam 9, that means totally of 8 Anuvakams, we praise Rudra's various forms or rupams as they call it, with the verses containing the word Namo Namaha. You'll find this coming up in the next 8 Anuvakams. And the belief is that Rudra really appears in all those rupams. As we go along, you'll be surprised to see the variety of forms in which we worship Rudra, because Rudra is believed to exist in all those forms living as well as non-living. Now this is something unique feature of our Sanatana Dharma, that we don't disregard anybody, disrespect anyone, because we believe that everyone has a soul which is pure. It's only the body which is external, and the soul leaves one body and goes into another body. That is the theory of karma, as you know. So this is something unique, and in this Rudram you will find Rudra exhibiting himself in various rupams. Some of them may be very good, some of them not so good. But Rudra exists in all those forms. In fact, he has taken those avatarams in the form of those elements and showed to the world that he exists in those forms. Okay, in this 8 Anuvakam, what I mentioned, there are 2 patterns in which the Namo Namaha comes in. In some of them, there is a Namaha in the beginning and also in the ending. It starts with Namaha and also in the ending. It is found in the first 3 of the Anuvakams you will find. Munnum Pinnum nu Solva, Tamil. Front and back. You will find this coming up in the first 3 Anuvakams. In the next 5 Anuvakams, the other pattern you will find Namaha only in the beginning of each verse. So these are the 2 patterns that we will be seeing as we proceed in the next 8 Anuvakams. The word Namaha is again unique, it's very, very important. It's a key word in Rudram, and so also in many of our traditional scriptures. In fact, Namaste, Namaskaram, all this comes from the word Namaha, which is showing a great regard or respect for someone else. And in this case, we are showing such a great respect and worshipping Rudra with so many Namahas. Taitra Upanishad says, Tam Nama iti upasita Nam yante asmai kamaha, which means the more you recite this Namaha, the more you get your desires fulfilled. And that is the beauty of Rudram, that Namaha, Namaha, Namaha keeps repeating. And this is found in the next 8 Anuvakams, I said. Now, after ending Anuvakam 1, it is a traditional practice to end it with a prayer before we really plunge into Anuvakam 2. Now, this is not a part of Rudram as such. Part of the Vedas, all right, but it's a Namavali, as they call it. You know what is the Namavali? You keep saying the names, different types of name, like Vishnu Sahasranamam or Lalita Sahasranam, they are called Namavalis, where you recite the names in different forms. Here it's a Namavali, and this is usually recited at the end of Anuvakam 2 and before we start the regular Suktams of Anuvakam 2. Now in Maharudrams and public places, this may not be really recited, because they will go from Anuvakam 1 to 2 straight away without this. But at home we generally recite this. But some places like Ekadashi Rudram, they do say it for the first time but not the subsequent times. So let's see what this traditional prayer is. Namaste astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripurandakaya Trikalagnikalaya Kalagni Rudraya Nilakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. It's almost like running a marathon race. You don't stop. It's one single stroke, breathless. You have to recite it. I repeat it again. Namaste astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripurandakaya Trikalagnikalaya Kalagni Rudraja Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. You know, Rudra is here referred to in different names. And some of them you are familiar with, like, for example, Vishveshwaraya. Vishwam means universe. Vishveshwaraya means Lord of the universe. Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya. Mahadevaya, chief of all the devas, the celestial elements. Trayambakaya, one who has three eyes. The two eyes are supposed to be sun and the moon, representing sun and the moon. And the third eye represents Agni. If he opens the third eye, the fire emits and then it can cause destruction. Like he destroyed Manmadan, who disturbed his meditation in yoga. He just opened the third eye and Manmada was reduced to ashes. Lord Muruga was also born that way by the 6 Agni elements which went from his third eye into the pond called Sharavana Poigai, and that formed 6 babies which were united and made into Shanmukan, person, a deity with 6 faces. It came from the third eye. So that is Trayambakaya. Tripurandakaya. Now, Tripurahari, in bhajans you have the Tripurahari. I think I did mention the story of Tripuram. Destroyer of the 3 Puras. Tripurandakaya. Trikalagnikalaya. Now, there are 3 fire-like events, the whole span of time is divided into 3 zones, each of what is called fire zones. And that is Trikalagni, Kalaya. One who is the Lord of the 3 different fire zone times. Trikalagni, Kalaya. Kalagni Rudraya. Kalagni Rudraya is the timeless destroyer. He's timeless. The beginning and no end, and he is a destroyer of time. Kalagni Rudraya. Neelakantaya, one with a blue neck. Mrityunjayaya, who won over death. Where did he do it? Some of you may be familiar about the story of Markandeya. It comes from Markandeya Puranam. The spot where Markandeya was rescued from Yama, the Lord of Death, is a place called Tirukadayu, where people with, in the 60s and 80s, they want to do Sadabhishekam, they want to live long, win over death, they go there and offer their worship to Tirukadayu. Amrita Gateshwarar, that's the name of the deity there. Abhirami is the name of the goddess. So that Markandeya was a great devotee of Shiva, and he was given a lifespan of only 16 years. But he was such a great Shiva devotee that at the end of 16 years he went and hugged the Shiva Lingam. And when Yama came to take off his life, because Shiva was there and he was a great devotee, Shiva kicked him out. Yama was kicked out, and thus he acquired the name called Mrityunjayaya, the winner of death. Sarveshwaraya, Ishvara of all Ishvarans. Sarveshwaraya, Sadashivaya, always auspicious. Shivam itself is auspicious, Mangalam. Sadashivaya, Sada means always auspicious. Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha, Lord of all Devas, I offer my salutations to you. No, even in Hindi you say Sriman. Tamil also they use the word Sriman. It comes from that Sriman. Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Once again. Namaste Yastu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripurandakaya Trikalagnikalaya Kalagnirudraja Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Now that's a prayer, and you have to practice it a couple of times to get that rhythm. And if you attend any of these group settings, you will be able to learn it. At this point, I also want to invite you. There is going to be a Rudra Abhishekam. I will be doing it next Sunday, which is 15th of May, at one of my former students' home. His name is Rajesh. He lives here near Lake Zurich, and those of you who are in Chicago and can find the time, it will be in the evening between 6 to 8. You can come and personally attend and receive the blessings of the Lord. Those of you who are interested can send me the email and I will give you the address and the agenda. You are most welcome. And we will be reciting the Lagu Nyasam also there at that event. So we are not covering Lagu Nyasam in these lessons, but there you can probably have an opportunity to listen to Lagu Nyasam. So having said that, let's move on to the next slide. We will now start with the very first of these. Now Anuvakam 2, let me give you a briefing, has 13 lines. It is just one single mantra. There are no suktams in it. Anuvakam 3 has got 2 suktams, but Anuvakam 2 has only one suktam, one continuous suktam. And the focus here is on 3 aspects of Shiva. One is what is called Sarva Atmatva. Sarva Atmatva. Sarva Atmatva means Rudra is the content of every Atma. You get to see everything as equal. He exists in everything. Sarva Atmatva. The second aspect is Sarva Swaratva. He is the Lord of the entire universe. Jagatpate, omnipresent. Sarva Antaryamitva is the third aspect. Antaryami means spreading everywhere, pervading everywhere. So he is omnipresent and he dwells in everything. Not that he just exists alone, but he also dwells in everything. These are 3 beliefs according to our religion. And the focus is on these 3 aspects you will find. Traditionally, we have been worshipping a variety of objects as divine, both living as well as non-living, which is very unique in this world. Not that you have any other religion which is equivalent in the same way. For example, you go to temple, you have idols which are made of stone, granite. Even at home, people use those stones for puja. There is a puja called Panchayatana Puja, which has 5 stones. Lord Shiva, he is represented by Banalingam. Banalingam is from the Narmada river. It's found there. Sun is also worshipped as. Pan is a Spatika Lingam. It's a stone actually. It's not lingam, it's a crystal stone, which is found in a place called Vallam. In South India near Tanjavur there is a river, Vallam river. And it is so transparent that people in earlier days were using it as a lens, thick lens, especially those who have the elderly people who need vision, like cataract after cataract. They use thick lenses And those lenses used to be made from the stone. Surya is represented by that stone. Spatikalingam, crystal stone from Vallam river. Ganesha is represented by a red stone called Sona, Sona Patra, found in river Sone, Punjab. Ambal, the goddess, is represented by a small shiny stone called Swarnamukhi. It has got streaks of gold in it. See that if you look at the crystal, it will be having streaks of gold. It is found in Swarnamukhi in Andhra Pradesh. So you have Vishnu represented in Saligramam, which is found in Gandaki river in Nepal. So you have these stones, natural stones coming from various places, and we worship them as devatas. You also all know that metal idols we worship, Panchalokam, Utsav Vigrams are made of Panchalokam usually. Also brass or silver is used for making small idols. Also worship pictures made of paper or maybe canvas, whatever. We also worship 5 elements, basic tradition. Apu, water. Agni, fire. Bhumi, earth. Akasham, the ether. And Vayu, the air. All these are worshipped as devatas. We worship trees. You see Bilva Maram trees, neem trees, banana trees, even mango leaves that we use. Flowers, worshipped again. Animals, you have Go Pujai, you have Gaja Pujai, cow, elephants. Of course, Hanuman is a monkey god, we worship him too. Nagaraja, snakes, and even rats in Rajasthan, as you know. Birds, Garuda, they are all vahanas of our deities. Garuda, peacock, even crow, Sanishwara Bhagavanuda vahana. So you have a tradition built upon Vedas which worship life in different forms, deities in different forms, living as well as non-living. Also human beings, not to forget about human beings, rishis, Vyasa, Kashyapa, Bharadwaja, Vishwamitra, Durvasa, they were all rishis, kings, maharajas, Raghu Vamsham, Rama comes from that. Rama was a king, human being. Janaka, Bharata. In fact, King Bharata Chakravarti was the son of Dushyanta and Shakuntala. The country Bharat is derived from his name. So you have thus a dynasty of kings and the lineage of the rishis and great saints like Adi Shankara, Buddha, Guru Nanak, Mahavir Jain, Ramanuja, so on. You have many of these elders and human beings whom we worship. So in this you will find all those coming up, Rudra, worshipped in different forms and with different qualities. So let's start with the first line of Anuvakam 2. Nabo hiranya bhagave senanye disham chapataye nabo namo. Nabo hiranya bhagave senanye disham chapataye nabo namo. You see, namo comes at the beginning and also at the end here. Namo hiranya bhagave, Hiran, golden. In fact, deer has got the name. Hiran. Hiranya bhagave, ornaments are glittering in his hands. Senanye disham chapataye. Sena. Sena is army. Which army? The Shiva Ganas. 1 second. Hello? Hello? Yeah, yeah. Well, audio is working according to my thing says audio is working.
Okay, maybe it is
working fine.
Conference is full no message on this.
It's working fine according to me. I can test it also.
We can hear you.
It's working fine. What about others? Others are able to hear?
Only the video, we are not able to see you. That's it. The audio is fine.
Okay,
I
I'll
think
keep
we are
this phone
also
on.
unable to see the video too clearly. I think it might be a connection problem, or your computer is memory is running too high. That's when the WebEx usually has issues.
Okay, but you are able to hear me all right, right?
Yeah, I can hear you now on the phone, Mama.
Okay, all right. I'll keep the phone on. Okay?
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Welcome. Sorry for this interruption a little bit, but I thought it's being recorded anyway. If you have any problem, you can listen to the record too. But some of you who are having the microphone on, maybe you can switch it off. If any of you has video on, you can switch it off so you can listen to me better. My audio, according to my computer, is working fine. Yeah, it's fine. So Disham cha pataye namo namo is Senanye is referring to the army Shiva Ganas. And Disha is directions, which is really all the directions. And we are worshipping the Lord of directions, Lord of Shiva Ganas, and having golden arms. वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्य पशूनां पतये नमो नमः वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्य पशूनां पतये नमो नमः वृक्षेभ्यो Lord in the form of trees हरिकेशेभ्यः. Now Hari refers to actually green, Hara Rang, they say in Hindi. Harikeshebhya, having green leaves. Now how can Shiva have green leaves? No, but when he is a lot of trees, the leaves are his hair. The leaves are all green. Therefore, it is called Harikeshebhyaha. Pashunam pataye namo namo. Pashu means all living beings, not only cow, but all living beings. Lord of all living beings. The animal too have the same life system as ours, as human beings. Drugs are tested on rats, rabbits and monkeys to ascertain results before they commercialize the drug, because they have similar systems. So, Vrikshebhyo Harikeshebhya Pashunam Pataye Namo Namaha. Going further, next slide. Saspinjaraya Tushimate Patinam Pataye Namo Namo. Saspinjaraya Tushimate Patinam Pataye Namo Namo. Now, Saspinjaraya is referring to, the tender grass. What you see nowadays is in spring, you have those beautiful tender grass coming in. There is a particular color. It's neither green nor yellow, kind of yellowish green. Now, that is the color of the tender grass, and one who has that kind of color, the color of tender grass, is Saspinjaraya. Tushimate. Tushimate is actually one who is bright, very lustrous. And Patinam. Here, Patinam refers to rituals. All rituals like Archana, Puja, whatever yajnas you do, he is the Lord of all that. That is why Rudram is recited when you do Homam and also Abhishekam to many deities. Saspinjaraya Tushimate Patinam Pataye Namo Namo. Bablushaja Vivyadinenanam Pataye Namo Namo. Bablushaja Vivyadinenanam Pataye Namo Namo. Bablu means referring to the bull. One who is seated on the bull. Vivyadinenam. Now, Bablu, it is derived from the word brew. Brew is to carry. And Rishabha, the bull, carries Lord Shiva, therefore it's called Bablu. Vivyadinenam. Now, here, Vyadi generally referred to as disease. But here it refers to hunger. Hunger is also a disease because people, when they don't have food, they have the terrible hunger which they are not able to even bear. It becomes a very, very cruel disease. Those without food, though, those who remain hungry. But he is the one who creates hunger. At the same time, Annanam Pataye Namo Namo, he is the one also feeds. In order to satiate that hunger, he is the one who feeds them. Bablushaya Vivyadinenanam Pataye Namo Namo. Next one. Harikeshayo Pavitine Pushtanam Pataye Namo Namo. Harikeshayo Pavitine Pushtanam Pataye Namo Namo. Now here also we have the term Harikesha, but it doesn't mean green hair here. It means one who is evergreen, who remains unchanged. You know, those of you who have seen the old movies, Ashok Kumar was called the evergreen hero because he never changed all his years. He remained young, looked young all through. So he was called evergreen hero. So even today you have places where it's called evergreen because the place has not changed. You call some people as evergreen because they don't change the physical appearance. Therefore here Harikesha is referring to the evergreen Lord. Rudra Upavitine is having the sacred thread, wearing the Upavita. Pushtanam Pataye. Pushti means well fed. Pushtanam. He is the Lord of people who are well fed because he himself feeds them. Well fed and healthy people. Leader of such people. Pataye Namo Namo. Babasya hete jagatam pataye namo namo. Babasya hete jagatam pataye namo namo. Baba, Baba, Ayushman Baba, Saumangali Baba. You know, Baba means to live, be. Baba is to live. It also refers to the tree of life. The tree of life known as samsaram, the product of ignorance, ajnana, which is the cause and karma, the effect. So, bhavasya, hetyai. Hetyai means one who destroys. Hatam pandradhan sulva. Hatam nu Tamil kuda sulva. Hatam means to destroy, finish him off. Bhavasya hetyai, who is the destroyer of life, who is also the destroyer of the tree of life, what is known as samsaram, ignorance. He destroys ignorance, he destroys the evils and leads you on to the path of moksham. Jagatam Pataye, Lord of the universe again. Bhavasya hete Jagatam Pataye Namo Namo. We worship such a person. Going further, we are in the 7th verse now. Rudraya tata vine kshetranam pataye namo nama. Rudraya tata vine kshetranam pataye namo nama. Now, Rudra, I mentioned earlier, means one who is angry, who cries. It also means one who removes sorrow. One who removes your crying in the samsara. Rudraya Tatavine. Tatavine is one who protects the world. Protects the world from crying. Kshetranam. Kshetram also refers to places of all bodies here. Kshetra here is the body, refer to our body. It's a field that really reaps the effects of karma phala. Therefore, the body is also called a kshetram. Holy places are also called kshetrams. So, here It means I offer my salutations to that Rudra who removes the sorrow from samsara, protects the world, and also all the kshetram of our bodies. Rudraya tata vine kshetranam pataye namo nama. Next line. Sutaya hantyaya vananam pataye namo nama. Sutaya hantyaya vananam pataye namo nama. Suta means one who drives a chariot. Krishna was a Suta to Arjuna. In Bhagavad Gita, you know that. Karna was referred to as a Suta Putra because he was adopted by a chariot driver. So here, Rudra is referred to as a Suta, the chariot driver. What chariot does he drive? He drives the entire Jagat, the universe, as a chariot. Jagat Yantra refers to Rudra as a driver of the entire universe as a chariot. Vananam pataye. Vanam means forests where plants grow. And he is manifesting as the Lord of all the forests where the plants grow on their own. Nobody goes and waters them. You see so many forests everywhere. California and a number of places, wherever you go, there are forests. Who goes and nurtures them? Does somebody go and put fertilizer there? Or does somebody go and plant the seeds? It grows on their own. And somebody feeds it. And they grow hundreds of feet tall. And produce their own flowers, and the seeds fall off, and the seeds they sprout on their own, and the rainwater goes, and they survive. That's how the universe goes. So he is the Lord of such forests, as a person who nourishes those forests. So it's a divine creation, and that is why we also say that don't destroy forests. You know, it disrupts the natural rain cycle. When forests get destroyed, all environmentalists, they argue for that. And they plead that forests should not be destroyed. Greenery should be kept to maintain the rain cycle or the natural cycle, what is being designed by the Lord Himself. So, Sutaya Hanchaya Vananam Pataye Namo Nama. Going further, Rohitaya Stapataye Vrichanam Pataye Namo Nama. Rohitaya Stapataye Vrichanam Pataye Namo Namo. Rohitaya. Rohita is actually one who is red colored. You know, Rohita really refers to the blood. Blood is red. That is why you get the term Rogi, Rugna. These are all related to the blood. When your blood becomes impure, you become a Rogi. And where you treat it is called Rugna, Rugnalaya, hospital. The term is derived from there, and here it refers to the color of blood which is red. One who is red colored. Stapataye. Stapataye, Stapanam, really, Stapanam, they say founding. But Stapataye here refers to the person who is protector of all, who is sustainer, who is omnipresent. Such a person. Stapataye. Vrikshanam. Yeah? Yes, Sridham?
Audio got disconnected. Sorry, can you keep it on speaker now? Thank you.
I kept my phone on. You were able to get the phone on?
Now I'm able to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on. Okay? Yeah. Rohitaya stapataye vrichanam pataye namo namo. One who is red colored and one who is omnipresent, protector of all, sustainer of all. Vrichanam pataye, Lord of all the trees. Namo namo. Salutations. Mantrine vanijaya kakshanam pataye namo namo. Mantrine vanijaya kakshanam pataye namo namo. Mantrine. Mantri is one who is a minister. Why minister? Because a minister is one who is supposed to keep all the secrets. All Veda mantras are all secrets. What do you call Gupt? Secret. So there is a class of people called Gupta. Guptas. They are primarily accountants. Accountants are supposed to keep all the accounts secret. You know how business runs. And they have to keep all the financial secrets with themselves. It will be known only to the chairman, managing director, and maybe only the chief financial officer. Chitragupta, one who keeps account of one's good deeds and bad deeds and reports to Yama, the Lord of Death. So here, Mantrine is referring to that Lord who keeps all the secrets. Vedas themselves being secrets. Vanijaya, Vanigan. In Tamil they call Vanigan. Vanijaya refers to business people, businessmen. Vyapari. Vani has another meaning in Sanskrit. Vani means Saraswati or good, sweet speech. See, the businessmen are supposed to talk very sweetly. They want business. You can't be rude or arrogant. You have to be a salesman. You have to speak sweetly in order to get business. So they got the name Vanijaya, one who speaks so sweetly. He is able to do business because of his tongue. So Vanijaya, see how Sanskrit is such a beautiful language. Vanijaya Kakshanam Pataye Namo Namo. Kakshanam. Kaksha is a secret place. Lord of all secret places. You can't hide from him. Whatever you do is known to him. One who knows everything. Mantrine Vanijaya Kakshanam Pataye Namo Namo. One who is a minister who keeps all the secrets of Vedas. One who is a businessman who talks sweetly. One who knows all the secret places, hides in the secret places himself and is watching. Lord of such people. Pataye Namo Namo. Going further. Bhuvantaye Varivaskrita Aushadinam Pataye Namo Nama. Bhuvantaye Varivaskrita Aushadinam Pataye Namo Namo. Bhuvantam, one who nourishes the entire world. Bhuvanam means entire world. Bhuvaneshwari, Bhuvaneshwaran, referring to the world. The Ishwari of the world is called Bhuvaneshwari. Bhuvantaye, one who nourishes the entire world and makes it grow. Varivaskrita, Varivaskrita, one who does service. Krita means doing it. One who does service. Varivaskrita. Today is Sunday and Christians go to churches. What do they call? They call it a Sunday service. Sunday service. The minister there, he gives the sermon and the meeting itself is called service. So here Varivaskrita means service, one who does service. Like a minister in a church provides a sermon and he is doing a service, the Lord is also doing the same service here. We call Bhagavat Seva. Bhagavat Seva. Aushadinam. Aushadam means medicine of all the herbs, all medicinal plants. He is the Lord of such plants also. It's very curious that plants release oxygen for the good of mankind. They take inside carbon dioxide and release oxygen. So that's a good thing about plants. So you have Bhuvantaye Varivaskrita Aushadinam Pataye Namo Nama. Uchchair Goshaya Krantayate Pattinam Pataye Namo Nama. Uchchair Goshaya Krantayate Pattinam Pataye Namo Nama. Uchchair Goshaya is the Lord of thunder. Loud noises as you find in thunders and lightning coming up. Also loud noises you find in war, in places where battles take place. There's a lot of cannons shooting and so on. And he exists in those kind of noises. Krantayate. Krantayate is one who makes the enemies weep with that kind of noise. When you hear a thunder, you get scared. When people hear cannons being fired, the noise itself makes them shudder. So he is one who creates that kind of terror by making such Uchchair Goshaya, a lot of thunder. Pattinam. In army you have a division called infantry, which has the soldiers or paratroopers who land first. Basically they move on foot. They don't have vehicles. Paratroopers, they move. In chessboard you have the pawn, right? It moves. They are the front soldiers. Behind you have the army of powerful people, but the front line is all pawn. Simple soldiers who move on foot. They have limited powers, but nevertheless they are in the front. They are supposed to be shielding the powers behind and supporting. So he is Pattinam, foot soldiers, and he is a lord of them too. He acts as the person who supports their major powers, himself being a major power. So he appears in those forms also. Pattinam Pataye Namo Namo, Lord of such people. And last, the verse 13 here, Krishnavitaya Davate Sattvanam Pataye Namaha. Krishnavitaya Davate Sattvanam Pataye Namaha. Krishnavitaya, all pervasive, available everywhere, easily approachable. Davate. In Marathi they get says Pada Pada Dava. Dava means run. Who runs and why? Rudra runs for what? To help the devotees. Davate. He runs to protect the devotees. He is prevalent everywhere, available everywhere. He runs to protect the devotees. Which devotees? Sattvanam, of sattvic good people. He doesn't run for everybody. He runs for people who are sattvic good people, who do good deeds, are good to themselves, good to others. But for other people, he strikes terror. Uchchair Goshaya Krantayate Pattinam Pataye Namo Nama. That is why you find deities in our tradition. Most of them have weapons. Somebody asked me why Hindu deities have got weapons. They need them because they have to punish the evil ones. As I mentioned in the first class itself, that Rudra is a protector and also a punisher. He doesn't let go bad actions, he punishes them like a good father should. At the same time, he also protects. He has love, he has fondness, and he encourages good people. And here, Krishnavitaya Davate Sattvanam Pataye Namaha, the Lord who runs to protect the devotees, available everywhere, and goes running for the sattvic good people. Sattvanam Pataye Namaha, Lord of such people also. So with that, we bring the Anuvakam 2 to conclusion today. And as far as the exercise is concerned, I would recommend that you practice the Ganapati Dhyana Slokam at home. And also the Slokam the Apatala Napastalanta Slokam and Anuvakam 2. And I repeat once again that this weekend, on Sunday, the 15th, we are going to have the Rudram Abhishekam at the home of Rajesh. So those who are interested, you can send me an email. I will send you an invite. So with that, we conclude Anuvakam 2 until we meet again next Sunday when we will be doing Anuvakam 3. Nama Parvati Pataye Hara Hara Mahadeva. Questions? Any questions from anyone? You can unmute your phone and ask me. Looks like we have a full house today. Good. Thank you all so much. There are no questions. I will end this meeting and stay in touch. Okay?
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Welcome.